Okay, let's do a VOD review here for Isaac. I gave this kind of a quick run through already, so I've got a rough idea of the stuff I kind of want to talk about. There's not loads of stuff to chat based on kind of some of the tracks that just came up. They're not massively interesting tracks, but we can talk through them. I've got a couple of counters up on screen at the moment. You should be able to see them down here somewhere. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on those for kind of unforced errors and how many times we used our review mirror through the VOD review. So yeah, I guess kicking things off, we're on Royal Raceway to start. You kind of, you're third in the kind of, I guess, in our pack here. So yeah, we'll just kick things off, shall we? So let me turn the volume down a fraction. It's not bad. You kind of don't give yourself much room through here. You can probably give yourself a bit more room. You do a little mini turbo here. So you release your mini turbo. This one you built up, which gives you a nice little boost. You get the item box. That is really good. I don't know if that was an intentional thing or not. You notice I do the same thing down here. Boost, and then build up kind of the next mini turbo. The reason why that's useful in this first lap, because when you're time trialing, it's actually faster to build up an ultra mini turbo around this corner and then release it, and then go on to your next drift on the next corners. So yeah, in order to kind of get to this point fastest, or over here faster, it's better to build a ultra mini turbo. But actually, at this point in time, it's important to get to this item box quicker than it is to get here quicker. So, because you want to kind of get out in front, you want to be able to trail, especially with things being this close. So by using this mini turbo here, just Joe doesn't use his. And we both use it when we're both in front. So now Joe has to deal with kind of both of our trails. He does get a slipstream, so that's how he manages to kind of get in front and kind of bump me out. But if he didn't get a slipstream, he would have been in a slightly trickier position there. Yeah, and you just got kind of outlined slightly and trailed, but that happens.
I used you there as a alignment.
Should have got that second coin. Kind of missed an easy coin. There is a Nisk here you could have taken if you know it, but going for the double isn't the worst thing in the world. Could have also gone wide here for coins. You're in fourth. You got shrooms as well. You're going to be catching up. Get those coins. Get up to 7. Especially Joe's already on 8 in first place. I'm a little bit lacking here as well because I got hit out, but. Missing both of those coins is just lazy. You need to get them. Also, you trick off this ramp. You notice if you watch my screen down the bottom, I do a little kind of like hop. So I hop, left and then right, and then that allows me to build up a mini turbo in time. Also, you miss those 2 coins in the middle as well. If you're going to go the slower route, get the coins. I probably should have gotten them as well, but yeah. You also then don't take the cut or re-roll any items there. So if you don't know, the cut is kind of, you land basically in a drift, and you cut around this corner. You cut all this off-road and you come out kind of just by this lamppost here, and then you release your mini turbo. Normally kind of like at this point, just at the edge of the grass, depending on when you come on. Okay, so other things to note here, we've got person in front of you in second place with a red shell. A blue shell is out as well, and it's unlikely that Joe is going to dodge this. So at this point in time, I think you decide to be quite aggressive here, and you go, right, I'm going to take this cut to get in front. And then I think where you saw the blue shell, you thought, I don't want to necessarily get into the road and get hit by it. So I think you just stayed on the grass. You come right in front of me. You know I had a red. And you get hit, punished for it. And now you've lost 3 coins. In that position as well, Joe was going to lose his position. He was going to be, you know, in sort of third. So if we go back, you know. At this point in time, the blue shell is out. I will likely get first, and I will have first with a red. And you'll be in second place with 3 shrooms, which is also really strong. So you kind of throw this one away. I would say this is an unforced error here. You throw this away by just driving in front of somebody who has a red. If you are going to make a play like that, keep one of your shrooms to recover from the red. That can also work. Or especially if you kept 2 of them, if you only took this cut, force my red out, and then you can probably still shroom. You might have been able to take the lead. You still would have lost coins. But honestly, I would have just stayed in second place. Sorry, stayed in third place. Behind me, you would have overtaken Joe after this blue, and you would have been in a decent position. You could have re-rolled your 2 shrooms here to spam them. Then you would have had a shroom maybe for the Nisk or the cut at the end that you could have saved. Or just generally re-rolled for kind of reds and stuff. Lightning, good job of getting the coins there. Yeah, you got another one there, that's good. Although I think the boost that you got here... Oh, it was orange, okay. Good. So there, I would have immediately tried to go into another drift around this corner. You're going to grow soon. And if you can grow while you're at the end of your drift or just started a mini turbo, that's kind of the best time to grow. Because your mini turbo is faster when you're bigger than it is when you're smaller. So but it's easier to build when you're smaller. So if you can do all the hard work of building it up now and then benefit from the speed boost once you grow, that's kind of optimized. So you just kind of drive in a straight line here. You could have had a mini turbo and gone a bit faster. I'm expecting you to get the coins down here because you have 4. There's no reason not to. There's no pressure. And you just completely ignore them. You do get these ones. You insta-trail again. Again, not really looking at what's behind you. You're in third anyway. Probably don't need to insta-trail. I think I do as well, but I think that's because I know you... yeah, I have another kind of like defense item, I guess.
Oh, you're gonna laugh at that.
Another unforced error there. Just driving off the track. I see what you were going for. Going for the shrooms. Now you want to be in a drift here. You want to drift, right drift, so your back wheels get that. So you go off in that direction, and then you can go in left afterwards. You kind of miss it. I think expecting to get it. I don't know. I think that you then kind of wanted to take this slight shroom cut here. The problem was you were on the grass for too long. So while you're in that drift, you're in the grass for too long before you used your shroom, which meant you lost your drift, which then forced you out into the water. So that's why that happened. You just reacted late to using your shroom, which meant you kind of fell off. At this point, honestly, you just go wide and get these coins. You get 1 here, but yeah, not a bad green. It was a good little snipe. If you're going for a snipe like that on a CPU, also go near them to get their coins if you can. So if you go for a hit, also try and get coins from them. Now, you also didn't look behind at all. 6th place could have had reds, triple reds, something like that. So you kind of made a mistake and then like instantly just spammed your item because you're like, oh, frustrated. And you could have been punished here with a red from a CPU. Luckily, they just had golden mushrooms. And it didn't matter anyway, there was a shot. But in other situations, you could have got punished there. A lucky shroom. Get one of those coins, that's nice. Get another coin. Unlucky about the boo. You get the draft though, nice little correction. Dude, come on. Get the coins. You're on 4. So things I'm looking up here, you've got triples now. This is a good opportunity to kind of, I guess, make space behind you. You have a Boo who's really close. You could try and hit him out, or just fire these up early. Like here's a pretty good place to try and fire them down here. And you have shrooms. You've got kind of 2 options, I guess, here. One is you get another item and then don't take the cut and then try and use them at the end. Or you just take the cut here with 1 shroom and then you might be able to take the other cut with another shroom. You kind of do neither of these and just throw your greens away with no play. I'd say that's kind of a bit of an unforced error. You miss the item box and you don't take that shortcut. I don't know if you're just not aware of it, but it's the main shortcut.
Every time. I don't know how that cleared out my...
You get a bit lucky stealing second there.
Oh, no.
Mainly because of my beauty back, which I just want to watch again. Again, kind of looking behind, realise it is a good spot, throw it back in terms of timing, and bang.
Every time.
I was just watching that stuff back. Pinball, I'd say this is kind of one of your better running tracks.
So you think Joe's playing better today?
Well, not by that thing.
So, yeah, do the hop, fast glider. Miss the item box there. I wouldn't say that's an unforced error, because it's quite close. You get a nice bump into me. Quite annoying, but nice play. Get the coin, go for the doubles here. Now, you want to be collecting as many coins around here as you can. And you release your mini turbo about here. So your mini turbo is going to be lasting up, you know, until this point. And then it gets cannibalized by this boost panel. Where, you know, this boost panel will just take over from your boost. So you do get kind of like massive value there. You notice kind of like my perspective down here. I get 1, 2, I would have got 3 if that one was still there, 4 coins. I mean, I released my mini turbo after the boost panel, so I get my my purple boost. I mess this up a little bit just because of alignment. Getting the doubles is easier to do when you get a single, but ideally you want to be releasing your, I think I'll show you on the second or third lap I do this. You want to release your orange turbo about here, so we'll pick that up in a minute. Again, you insta-trail. No looking behind you, insta-trail. You build up a purple down there, which is good. You release it a little bit late. You're obviously a little bit scared about the pinballs, so you just kind of go wide, but that would have been a good opportunity to re-roll this. With this track, there's a broken set here. So, well, not necessarily a broken set, sorry, like the cannon gliders here, which means any CPUs that are lagging behind and get this item box, you appear a lot further ahead than you actually are because space is calculated, or items are dictated by distance from first, not by your position, primarily. So, and because you took the cannon glider, that's like an artificial, you know, you're further away from first at the point where you get the item box, even though you get to the cannon glider and you catch up. So something to kind of be aware of here is that after the cannon glider, it might be that CPUs are likely to get more powerful items. So having that green shell out on tracks with cannon gliders, you're more likely to get blue shelled or, you know, whatever. I'm not sure if your hop was a little bit late then. Just trying to watch. Yeah, I think it was a little bit late. Okay, as now you're in enough of a lead. That I guess you're not trailing, or you just decided that you're not going to insta trail, which is useful because this blue is out. Joe is actually quite close to you at this point. So you could have tried to back out here if you've noticed this blue, but it is quite tight. So honestly, what I would probably be looking at is to try and take it as close to this panel as possible. I think that's sensible. Could have even
Avoid that blue shell.
slowed down there, but
Fully cut the line.
okay. You also go wide there, not the worst thing in the world, but again, if that blue's coming, I would have just gone tight here and tried to get to this next boost panel as quickly as possible to speed up my recovery. So if you watch my line through here as well, this will be the strat that I was talking about before. Again, getting all those coins, and I just release my mini turbo as late as I can without kind of messing up too much. So I get the coins, and I get kind of like all of that distance with that boost, and then I get my purple boost on top of it, so it kind of stacks them. I'm also terrified of this green and this ink, so I actually horn just to defend myself here, but we've gone straight back into insta-trailing. Oh no, not around you. Good job getting that double while it's blind. Kind of a little bit lucky, a bit chaotic. The other thing to kind of bear in mind, I forgot to mention this on the first lap, but if you are ever going, you know, not around the centre part, if you follow these round, there's... let me go back. Yeah, so you go, so here you're going wide. If you go around this way behind, behind here, there's like 4 coins back here that you can get. So if you're avoiding this stuff in general, or if you're low on coins and you have space or whatever, or when you're in the back, there's 4 coins back here that you can take. It's obviously a bit slower, but it's a really good little coin line. That's really useful. So I want to be seeing you get decent turbos around here and keeping your items and getting at least 2 coins here. You get a single mini turbo, so that was quite slow going around that corner. You notice I come around here and I get purple, so I'm actually going to gain quite a lot of space on you here. You get lucky in this instance. This is why I think I said you got a little bit lucky. I didn't get the benefit. I didn't get to capitalize on you only getting small turbos because my momentum got wrecked by lightning. I've also noticed at this point it's always good to kind of check the minimap when shock hits and stuff. A blue is out. I notice it at this point. I don't think you see it for a long time yet. I think you notice it around about like here. Yeah. Oh, there we are. You only just noticed it, so not much of an opportunity to kind of like counterplay or anything.
No coins, 7th place.
You are something else.
I misplayed this a little bit. I probably should have held this for a bit longer. Nice attempt at the wall dodge.
Just today, I think. Just lost.
And again, you use your boost there. You've got you. Yeah, you got like kind of a very little amount of distance from that boost before I got cannibalized by the panel. And if you watch my screen, I think this is really useful here. So I released mine quite late, like back here. And you look at how close we are.
Just today, I think.
So here, you know, we're actually really close together. And there's quite a lot of opportunity for you to kind of make plays and stuff. You don't necessarily take that wide, but where you use your boost there, I use mine after. And then next time we kind of see each other, like I've almost doubled that gap just from that one, you know, holding of my mini turbo. So it's really valuable. Could have probably got a purple there. That's just kind of, I don't know if that's an unforced error or not. Slightly unlucky, but just reading of, I mean, that's an unforced error. just getting hit by that. But yeah, you should have got that double. Identify that
Where is
the
this bullet?
trajectory of it's just track knowledge, I guess. This ball always bounces the same way, so it will go. It will go across there, bounce off that, and then that will come up and hit that double. So if you see the ball coming this way, chances are this double is going to be safe. If that ball's taken that double, this one is not safe. So it takes both. And then yeah, the balls as well always kind of come back in the same direction they went in at. Baby Park, there's probably not too much to talk about here. It's just a luck-based track, so I don't really think there's much
I would actually play this one in the long term.
worth reviewing it. Oh, other than just, I guess, the NISC on this is really useful. So just trying to find me taking the NISC down here. So you want to kind of like go out, swing out wide, build up an orange, and then an orange boost, and then... Oh, let me show you on there, we go. Wide, build up the orange, you can release it, you know, round about here, and then you just hop over the grass. It saves a lot of time. Yoshi's Island.
Oh, I would actually play this one in the long term.
Oh my.
So you stall it, so we get an unforced error there. So at this point you're in 6th. Let's get the pen out again. Chances are you're going to be getting a shroom. You need to anticipate a shroom and prepare your lines for this shroom cut. So thinking ahead, thinking about what items you're likely to get. You kind of don't really prepare for it. And then when you do get it, it's like, oh, I need to take this cut. If you didn't get these shrooms and you just got another item, you would have gone wider here, I think. And not into this, but another kind of like unforced error there. Also, quite brave, just like trying to get in, shrooming right in front of a CPU who's got a red. Lucky they throw it just before you overtake.
Drift off, but
Yeah, I think that's fine taking those. I would go wide for these coins here. You're in 4th, 0 coins, just go wide for them. You could have also saved one shroom, to be honest. The shroom cut is really powerful if you know how to do it right. We'll talk about that second and third lap. Again, you can probably take these coins. Again, it's slightly slower, but you're in 5th anyway. And yeah, you need as many coins as you can get. Kind of battling here with this CPU. Slightly unlucky not to get this double here, but probably safer just to try and go wide anyway. And you kind of miss his item box completely and then get kind of trailed. So yeah, I could have played that a bit better and a bit safer. A little bit unlucky, but CPU just drives off the bridge. Not sure if that was a purple. No, so you don't even get a purple boost there.
I was trying to bomb you go.
So that would have been useful to get. Shot comes out. Could have tried to go for those coins.
That was cool.
But yeah, you got quite lucky there with the shock and the shroom to get back up into 2nd. But again, you're in 2nd now with 1 coin. Then we got shrooms. Again, you could go wide for coins, might be useful. You take this shroom cut quite badly. And then again, it's like, oh, I made a mistake. I'm just going to throw my red. Which again is kind of another unforced error. Because all it's going to do is break this. He's going to go up, get the double item box, and then have defense again. If you just held your red shell, you could use it to overtake, you know, someone coming in 3rd to hold your 2nd place, or use it after he's gotten the double and have another opportunity to get 1st. So with this cut, what you want to do, actually, if you just watch me down here, I actually had to use my brake here because he was going to hit me, but the area that you kind of want to look for is this little pebble. That's your kind of cue to then go on to the snow. And you want to hold a hard right through here until you're nearly through it, and then you can hold a harder left. So if you've watched Yoshi's head, you know, I'm looking hard right at the moment, hard right, and now I go hard left, right at the end. I probably should have held my turbo a little bit longer, and I tricked, which is less optimal. But yeah. Again, you only get kind of a single here. The banana's a little bit unlucky, but you missed that. Kind of just not generally being aware of lining up for it. At this point, you want to be looking, okay, it's on its way down. Sorry, as you come off. Yeah, it's kind of like low here. So by the time you get to it, it will probably be on its way down and be low again. So that's where you want to be aiming. You notice it's low again. It's the same if you see it on this, on the bridge that's high. Maybe watch Joe's perspective. So he comes off and he sees it's mostly high. So he should be aiming for it high here. And by the time he gets to it, it's high. But he misjudged it and he went low. So basically, whenever you're on this, when you're here, the position that it's in is the height that it's likely to be in when you get to it. So you want to anticipate it going down and then be on its way up again. And on your view, you're here, so it's down. So you want to anticipate it going up and it being about here, which it is. And you could have potentially hit that. I actually completely ignored it because I had streamed, so I was planning on taking this cut, and I don't want the bridge open for you two. Which is what Joe was on about. Was like, did you hold back to, you know, to get that? Unforced error, just driving onto the thing. I think you were thinking about going for this, and then just kind of like messed up your line. You also didn't even get a purple, I don't think. So just kind of a little bit lazy on your turbos. Trying to play aggressive, and you just get blue shelled. Again, you kind of played aggressive for no kind of like real reason here. Therefore, you lost your defense, which then meant you got wrecked here. So that one's kind of on you as well.
Who was that little scummer?
Going back to something I mentioned in Joe's video with bananas. So at this point in time, I see a banana here and I notice a choke point. So I wouldn't have normally just placed a banana here. Unless I probably would have just preferred to use his defense. But what goes through my head when I see a banana like this is I want to create a wall and just make this really uncomfortable for people. So because I saw that, that's why I dropped this banana. And you notice on Joe's screen that was just generally really awkward.
Who was that little scummer?
And again, that would have been really awkward for you as well. If Joe missed it and there was a banana still there, that would have really thrown you off. So something to bear in mind with kind of item usage. Another little unforced error, just missing your inner turbo and driving into the off-road. Shroom there is fine, not optimal. Again, you take that really early. Notice where this pebble is. That's how like early you've gone onto this. Your shroom doesn't last that long, as you find out the hard way.
Oh. I saw that.
I can't remember if I counted that twice or not, but yeah. So that's pretty much this track. Nothing else really happens. You do everything else that you kind of can. Also, I don't know how you managed to red shell me when you were in like 3rd, 4th place, but fine.
It's just a meme at that point.
There's no excuse to miss this coin.
It's so hard to get through the pack on this one as well, because as soon as the CPU gets like...
Nice hit on Joe. Just about that, get that coin. This is kind of like wiggle drifting stuff as well. You're constantly going like, you know, when you're driving.
Well, I just couldn't get my banana right.
And again, just like wiggle, 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 like getting that a lot smoother. You fall off the track. Twice. It happens. Got to get that double there, yeah. Get one of the coins, that's good. I would yeah, I would have attempted to get more coins here, but and also in this position, it's likely that like this CPU could have tribbles or something out. You can't really see what they've got, but it's definitely possible that they could just pull something out on you. So just be careful of that. Nice going for the single. Nice boomerang hit.
Oh,
So for there, I don't think I'll use my rear view mirror like at all going through here. Which meant that that's why I got hit, because I should have looked behind.
oh. No.
Also just kind of like throw this boomerang away again. It's like, oh, I got wrecked or something bad happened. Spam, spam. Now would have been a really good opportunity for that last boomerang hit throw, because that would have gone right down here and, it could have hit me down here because it lasts for so long. So saving your last hit could have been really powerful there. That banana is just unlucky.
Banana.
This boot I would hold on for longer. There's no reason for you to use it. There's nothing behind you. You don't need to get double this set. I would personally just hold it.
Add one.
Was it red?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a blue out. So I would look at using the boo, round about here or just slightly earlier. That way you can see what item you get, what you can steal, and then you can make a decision on whether you throw it or keep it at this item set, or you can try and hold it in case there's a shock or something later.
But it just took me
Another unforced error there, just driving into the thing.
This
Oh, the
one.
CPU.
A little bit lucky
one
that just like me and Joe get absolutely wrecked by the game. Just get Mario Kart through here.
I actually felt like I raced this one pretty well.
Yes.
Nice boomerang hit. A little bit lucky that I took a bad line through. I used my shroom a little bit too early, so I had to back out early and took a bad line, which
Yes.
if I had a better line through there, you wouldn't have had the opportunity to hit that. So that was kind of like my unforced error, which led to
I
that.
did not deserve that.
But it was a good hit.
I felt like I raced that one really well.
So yeah, and I think as well, just I guess to summarize then, I mentioned kind of some of the drifting stuff. We do so much kind of like just wiggle drifting still,
Well, I
like all the time.
couldn't get my banana.
That is slower. Driving in a straight line, assuming no mini turbos, is the fastest. As soon as you're in a drift, you're losing speed. If you're going, hard left, hard right, that's even more speed loss. So it's still something I'm practicing and stuff as well. But yeah, trying to soft drift more will just generally give you more speed. Also, delay drifting
Oh, I fell off.
is when you kind of, you don't hold the analog stick until you're just about to land. Again, because if I hop and hold left straight away, if I'm holding a direction, it's therefore slower than not holding a direction. So you're kind of just optimizing how little you're holding a direction as much as possible. He didn't really have many opportunities to do plays or anything here. There was not really that much front running because this was less about a race between me, you, and Joe, and more just a race between you and you. You had 17 kind of like unforced errors that I counted through here. So yeah, that's kind of like the biggest takeaways, is coins and unforced errors, and just like general like unconventional item play and stuff as well. Just holding items, being patient with stuff. Anticipating items, anticipating shrooms, especially when you're in kind of third, fourth, or got a bit of a distance away from people. There's a shortcut coming up. I'm likely to get a shroom in here. I'm going to line up for it. If I don't get it, I'm going to bail. But if you do get it, then you're in a really strong position. but you're kind of still reacting like, oh, what item do I get? Oh, now I need to react quickly, and then that's when some of those mistakes come into play, and those errors come in. Expecting blues and other things as well. So, what have we on 3 here? So other things to kind of like think about. So at the start of this first lap, you know, you're trailing, you insta-trail this. You should be thinking, oh, blue's likely to come out near the end of the first lap. There's potential for blue. I need to make sure I'm either re-rolling for horns because I'm in first place, I want to front run, or at least keeping this as defense. So if you do get blue shelled, at least you still have defense afterwards. And yeah, I think just anticipating that stuff, keeping an eye on the mini map, your awareness of that. Again, was it lap 3 that lap 2 that happens? Yeah, that blue shell comes out. Also, just like not optimizing. Like you should be getting like purple, you know, through here. So just making sure you're actually maximizing your mini turbos. You're dropping quite a lot of them. Being aware of like what's the fastest path to getting back up to speed after blues as well. You're very good at kind of thinking about, is there any way I can dodge this blue just before the blue hits, but also think about what's my quickest way to recovery after this blue hits. Might help as well. And yeah, just kind of like trying to anticipate blue shells and lightning and stuff
Back off, Adam.
a little bit more. Again, kind of like insta trailing. It's a big thing. Using your rear view mirror. You can see the rear view mirror counter is 0. You don't use it a single time through this race, even though, you know, also we spoke about it at lunch, to use it more, and still kind of, you know, don't use it at all. It's good that you're holding these items here. Again, kind of just awareness. You didn't even notice this blue came out for a long time.
Oh my god.
But yeah, those are kind of the main things, kind of like wiggle drifting, delay drifting, getting more familiar with shortcuts. There was a few shortcuts that you just kind of messed up or missed completely. Royal Raceway and Yoshi's Island. 2 big kind of cuts that you missed. The Niscon Baby Park would have helped. The Niscon Royal Raceway. The other tracks didn't really have any cuts and stuff to talk about or worth mentioning. But just general track knowledge, coins, and just more forward thinking, I guess, and being patient with stuff is what I would say. So yeah, would be good to do another one when you're kind of not making so many errors. I think there'll be more opportunities to talk about like more unconventional item plays and other things that you could do. Yeah, like I say, this one is just errors, missing mini turbos, missing coins, being too rash, spamming items as soon as you make a mistake or get hit out, not anticipating items, not anticipating blues on lightning shocks. Pretty much sums it up. So yeah, you could have done a lot better in these races, but yeah, still done pretty well. You managed to catch up on a few of them and get a decent position still, but you weren't really in a position to play for first on a lot of them, unless you got lucky, and you don't want to be in a position where you're just playing for luck.